What's up, everyone? Coach D speaks with the MeidasTouch Network. So the new MAGA Republican GOP, they don't trust anyone. They don't trust doctors. They don't trust dentists. They don't trust teachers, lawyers, the government, the court system, the Supreme Court, the circuit courts, any of the courts at all. They only trust Donald Trump and the people he tells them to trust. Unless, of course, any of those people turn on him or start telling the truth about him, then he tells them not to trust them either, so they're back to only trusting Donald Trump. What a life.
A judge ordered him to pay more than $350 million in his civil fraud case and has barred him from running a business in New York for 3 years. Do you trust someone who isn't allowed to run his own business to run the country, Mr. Chairman?
Actually, I don't trust this court decision. Being a practicing lawyer in commercial transactions, I think the whole premise of the case, which all legal analysts have said is unusual, is not really justifiable. We'll have to see ultimately how the appeals run in this case. But I think if this case stands, it's going to be a threat to really just all businesses, including those who are currently operating in New York.
If you guys don't see this man's statement as a slap in the face to the American taxpayer, I don't think you guys are paying attention. He said, if this case stands, it's going to be a threat to all businesses, including those that are currently operating in New York. He says that like it's a bad thing. Listen, if all businesses, including those who are currently operating in New York, are as criminal as Donald Trump's businesses are, we're all for this being a threat to them. Like, you know who suffers the most from businesses being criminal? We do. And what is really telling here is that these people have been involved in illegal and unethical business practices for so long, they don't even see it as criminal and unethical. He's basically sitting there saying, hey, we should just allow Donald Trump to do this because we've been allowing all businesses to do it for years. And again, the only people who suffer from them being involved in illegal and unethical practices is us, the middle class American taxpayer.
But as you know, Mr. Chairman, this is not the only time that Mr. Trump has been fined for his business practices. In 2019, he was ordered to pay $2 million amid revelations that his charity misused funds. He was ordered to pay fines in 2018 related to his now defunct university. Does that undercut his trustworthiness as a leader?
I love Kristen Welker and all the work she's trying to do. And I do realize she's limited on her time, but there's a whole lot of context being left out here. So let me help out. She talks about Donald Trump and his organization being involved in criminal activity, and she names recent cases in 2016 and 2018. But no, Donald Trump and his organizations have been sued, sanctioned, and settled some type of court case because of their criminal and unethical business practices since the 90s. This is nothing new. MAGAs would love for you to believe that all this started when he came down the escalator and announced he was running for president in 2016. But no, his criminal activity, his crook activity has been happening for decades.
You know, all of those issues were taken into consideration as the country elected him to president last time.
So basically what he's saying there is, listen, we're in a cult. We don't care that he's a criminal. We voted for him anyway. We're going to do it again. We don't even know why we love him so much. We just do.
And his record as president is what we really need to look at. Our country was stronger. Our economy was stronger. And I think our border certainly being secure is probably the most important issue that Americans are going to look at. The 8 million people who have gone across the border during the Biden administration is absolutely an invasion. This is something that President Trump had addressed. And the fact that President Biden reversed by executive orders that those issues that have been put in place to protect our country are going to be important to voters.
Of course, he goes to the talking points. And even though all metrics show that the country is stronger now, and even the economy is getting stronger now, he goes out and says the opposite anyway. But there's a reason he left out context, because there is none. He knows it's a lie. Then he quickly pivots to the border because they think that's their winning issue in 2024. This is why we don't have a border bill right now. They want to drag this out all the way until November and then blame Democrats for it, even though Senate and congressional Democrats have come up with a bill that even the Border Patrol supports. The Republican Party has become an embarrassment to this country. As bad as it was back in the day, this is no longer your grandfather's Republican Party. This new Republican Party wants Donald Trump and his family to be our royal family. They're obsessed with stroking his ego, all at the expense of middle class and poor Americans. Period.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.